Ali here. Welcome to today's Facebook live video. Coming today to talk to you about what I think are the 6 top tips for if you find your business, your therapy business is quiet. So I'm Alison Brown of Ali's Therapy Academy and welcome to today's video. So are you at the moment finding things a bit quiet? Finding that your diary might be a bit empty? You might be finding now, especially with leading up to half term, that, as I said, people aren't ringing through or they're not making the appointments. Maybe that you find you go through ups and downs in your business throughout the year. Maybe you've been in business a while and you know within those 12 months that when you can have your ups and downs, your peaks and troughs, your busy times and your quiet times. What I'm asking you today is, what do you do in those quiet times? You're looking at your diary, it's looking rather empty, or it could be a case of that you got up in the morning, you've got a couple of appointments that's there, and all of a sudden they cancel. Or it's even, that you've got a client booked in and they don't show. What do you do in those times that the diary is looking empty or you've now got some free time? What is it you do within that time for your business? Do you think, oh, right, okay, that's it, I've got an hour, 2 hours, I've got the rest of the day free? What do you go and do? Do you go and do the housework? Do you go and do the shopping? No, don't do that. What you've got to do is try and keep in the mindset, try and keep in the business mindset, try and keep in the work mindset, that even if client doesn't turn up, hopefully you've got cancellation policy in place so that you immediately, or within time, you're ringing them up or you're texting them, you're finding out where they are, you're reminding them of what's going on, and that you're going to send them an invoice for the no-show. So hopefully you've got that cancellation policy in place if nobody turns up. So you've gone through that and you're finding now you've got a couple of hours or you've got an hour or you've got some time free. What do you do with it? If you work from home, don't go and get a cup of tea and sit in front of the TV and catch up with neighbours or Home and Away or whatever it is you might be into watching. Yes, I do believe in self-care, but at times like this, when you are scheduled in your diary to work, then still work. That's when it comes down to the mindset that you still work. So if you decide that a couple of your friends are free or one of your friends are free and you want to do a bit of socializing, that's fine. I totally go for that. That if you can suddenly ring up a mate and say, are you free, do you want to catch a cup of coffee? I agree with that one, because sometimes it's getting away from the work, getting away from the business can spark something in your mind. It might even be chatting to somebody else, can spark things off for you, give you that light bulb moment of things that you might want to do and try within your business. But again, what I want you to do is to actually work at it, still work in that time. And when you've got that time for your business, when you've got that cancellation, when you've got that no-show, or when your diary is looking that bit empty, this is the time to sit and review and work on your business. So what I'm going to talk about is the 6 points that I think you can do to help. Because not only then are you helping yourself and your business, you're putting it out into the universe that you do want the work, that you do want the clients to be there for you, you do want them in your diary. So the first thing I think is to look at your website. This is the time to have a look and to review. So look at the content, look at the wording, look at the images, look at your blogs, look at the links, check that they're working. Look to see whether it needs a refresh. Look to see if it's still you. Don't forget, you might set your website up when you first start off in business. You might be a couple of years down the line now. You've changed, you've grown yourself, you've got self-development, that you might now know your ideal client, and your website might not be showing the image of you now. It might not be what you're putting out there, what you're seeing. Also, look at images. you've all got images of your treatment rooms, you've got images of clients, you've got images of therapies. Hope you've got images of yourself on there, but how old are those images? You know, has your hair changed? Has, you know, your face got a bit older? Have a look what images you've got on there. They might need updating a bit. So have a look at those. As I said, have a look at the content. Have a look at what the links are, see if they're all working, see what your tabs are, see the wording, whether the wording's correct and it's not anything against what the ASA have set in their rules and regulations. So it's time to have a look and have a refresh and see what's going on. If you can and you know how to work it, check Google Analytics and see what pages are working, what pages people aren't looking at, what people, you know, how long they're staying. You might be wanting to have a look to see how you can get people to stay in there longer. You might want to put a video on there. So have a look at all these things that you need to do within a website, because it might just be a time to have a look through and see what you're doing. Number 2 is social media. Social media is changing a bit. There's some good things and there's some bad things with it, but I think it's always good to give it a review. Again, check your page out. Is there much happening? Are you getting much interaction on there? Are you posting much on it? Have you got new like? You regularly getting new likes? Are you getting people interacting with you? Are they leaving? Are they sharing it? Are they leaving comments? So you want to have a look at all of that and review that. But then also have a look. You want to create new images. You want to look at the posts, find what posts were popular, find where posts that nobody made any comments on. Maybe you need to create new posts on there. Have a look and see if you can share posts from your page into different groups. And I don't mean selling, I mean sharing your blogs, sharing your information where you're helping, not your offers, not your promotions, stuff where you're sharing helpful advice. Or even if you can go into blogs and interact with people, answer questions, offer your help, things like that, again, that you're building relationships on. So it's making that contact. As I said before, maybe schedule some posts in, whether it's using something like Buffer or Hootsuite or others, or actually just on Facebook, you can use their own schedule within from your page. So maybe you want to put a couple of those in place so you know you've got posts on your page then every day. Maybe you want to change the Facebook cover. Maybe that needs an update. Maybe that needs a retry again just to give it a fresh. Maybe you need something as a pinned post on your page as well. Have a look at that. That might need doing. Have a look. Maybe you might want to try a few ads. There's some Facebook ads you might want to try, just again to get some, to get it out there, whether it's just visibility, whether it's actually selling something, or whether it's just to sort of, make awareness, get likes, things like that. You might want to try Facebook ads. You might actually then want to knuckle and try and step out of your comfort zone and do a Facebook live video. This might be the time to try it and have a look, see through there what's going on. It might want you might want to try and create a video yourself of your treatment room. You can take a picture of yourself at your treatment room. Maybe you can get your husband or something to grab simply your phone, your camera on your phone, and they can take a long thing shot with you, welcome them into the treatment room, or more just some shots of your treatment room, or a video you can do of showing people around your room or the clinic where you're at. So again, it's just creating interaction, it's creating visibility, and it's again just putting your business out there and sharing and helping. So these are the things that you can do within just purely on social media within your quiet time, just to get things done and put in place while you're quiet. So number 3, if your business is quiet, if you're looking at your diary and it's quiet, have a look and review of your marketing pillars. This is a time to brain dump. Write down all the marketing that you're doing. whether, you know, you can put down there just everything that you're doing, even if you look at it and you go, oh, all I'm doing is social media. So you write down what social media you're doing and what you're doing within the social media. It might be that you've got leaflets, you've got postcards, you've got business cards, you've got social media, you've got website, you're in groups. You've got all that. Have a look and see what they're doing. See, again, review and have a look and see what they're doing. You want to see what's working, what's not working. You might want to have a look through and see what offers you've done that you've got bookings from. You might find offers that you've done, that you've created, that nobody's booked up for. So you want to find out what's working and what's not working. It might be, again, a time to have a look through your marketing and see what you've got planned in and schedule. You might want to look in advance and say, right, I've got no bookings coming up for June. I need to get something in place. So plan your blogs, plan your social media, plan your offer. What are you going to do in that time that you can create some interest ready for June to get the bookings in for your June? It could be July. You know when you're looking for it. It might be immediate. It might be later on, a few weeks in advance, that you want to have a look at. But plan it. Have a look. Look at what the awareness is on now, whether there's any awareness months that's going on, or something you can attach it to give you an idea, instead of looking and going, oh, I don't know what to mention, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. Have a look at any awarenesses and see whether you can spin on the back of that to use that as a promotion. Have a look at texts, emails. Maybe you want to reconnect with some clients. Maybe you want to offer some availability dates to some, you know, your favorite clients, your ideal clients. Maybe there's a client you haven't seen for a long while. Offer them something, send them a text and offer them something. Make it feel like it is just for them, and offer them something on there. So, you know, have a look at doing that. Check your leaflets, check your postcards, check all your branding, check all your review, all your marketing, because I've seen some with spelling mistakes. I've seen some with the images a bit blurry. Again, something is better than nothing, and getting something out there is, being done is better than perfect. But if your leaflets, if your cards, your postcards have been out there for a while, maybe they need a refresh with a relook. Maybe they need some wording change. Maybe you need to know times to correct spelling on there. So give it a look and see, what's doing with them. Also check your visibility. Are you being visible enough? Or are you sat there, in your therapy room expecting people to come to you? Have a check and see what your visibility is like. Good one to do is to Google your name and see what comes up and whether your blogs are coming up, whether your business is coming up. Google your name or your business name and see what's happening with that, because that's how people find businesses these days. Is they're on their phone and they Google search on the phone. We all like recommendations and referrals, but also, a lot of people are looking and searching on Google. So type your business in and see what comes up. See what comes up for you on there. Might be also a case of the time that you might have to think and take that big step and now decide, right, I need my freebie up there. I need to now create my freebie so that I can collect email addresses. It might be time now to consider that and have a look at that, or creating your own online courses that you can develop and use on your website. So that's just something to look at and to think of. Not with an immediate effect, but it's something that you can brainstorm, brain dump and have a look at. So number 4 is developing your skills. This is an ideal time. As I said, even if you've only got an hour, there may be a webinar you want to watch. There might be some Facebook Live videos you want to catch up on. There might be a podcast you want to listen to. There might be some help you want to research on. So it might be looking at how you do MailChimp, or how you create a database, or how you create that freebie. You might have bought some online courses that you haven't looked at yet. You might want to use that time to research for some training that you actually want to go and attend, whether it's a conference or whether it's a local Federation of Small Businesses or Chamber of Commerce event. You might want to search and have a see what networking's going on. So use that time to develop your own skills to help your business, whether it's, again, learning more about marketing, whether it's learning more about using social media, whether it's learning how to do Facebook ads. Use that time, whether it's just an hour, whether it's half an hour, whether it's an afternoon. Use that time to develop your skills, because again, it will help you and it will help your business. So have a look at that. Again, if you've got, if you're stuck, maybe it's something with MailChimp, maybe it's something with social media, like a how-to, places to go to, ask in Facebook groups, whether you're part of business groups or women, support groups or baby, any groups that your involvement is in. Ask a question in there. They might be able to find somebody in there that can help you. Also, check YouTube. YouTube have got lots of how-tos if you're stuck on doing something, whether it is doing a video or editing a video for your website or your Facebook page. Have a look at the how-tos on YouTube, but also maybe being in part of a group that you can ask questions in there. So lots of ways to find different answers, but it's develop your skills. Use that time you've probably got loads of programs, loads of books, free reports to read. You've probably got a lot of stuff that you've bought or you've downloaded free of charge that you've signed up for, sat on your computer or on your shelves, yes, like me, that you haven't read yet. Use this time, maybe if it's a nice glorious day like today, sit out in the sunshine with your mug of tea and read that book. Okay, so use that. That's number 4. Number 5 is strategy. This is an ideal time to get everything out of your head and onto paper. And I don't mean lists. Don't write it all down as a list. Get some felt pens, Sharpies, gel pens, whatever, and just write all over A4 sheets, or get wallpaper backing paper, or you can now get kiddies roll paper that you can roll up. You can get from the Early Learning Centre or whatever, or the range, and just write on there in all sorts of different colours anything that comes out of your head. Just brain dump, whether it's thoughts, whether it's ideas, whether it's things you'd like to try, things you want to create, things you want to learn, things you want to do. Just write everything down. And if you want to put it on sticky notes, you can get like the old flip charts. You could get them now as like rolls of like plastic that they just self stick on a wall. You can put them on then and then just get the wipeable pens and write that down, or stick sticky notes on it. Just create an absolute mess on the floor and write everything down from your head onto that, because from there you can build a strategy. Once you've put everything down on paper out of your head, that's the time then to either find a mentor, someone you know, someone you trust, someone you work with, someone you've been following, get together with them, whether it's online or you can actually do face-to-face, even if it's a friend, business colleague that you know that you've met through networking and you've got a good relationship. Get together with them and build a strategy. Put all these ideas in place and build a strategy of what you want to do, because sometimes, and we often know, working alone is lonely. All right, that's what you've got therapist support groups there for. They're great, whether they're FHT ones, whether they're Complementary Therapy Association ones, whether it's other therapists have set up their own groups. Support groups and therapist groups are great to go to, because you can even brainstorm with them. They don't realise that that's the opportunity that they can do, but you can. You can go there and talk to other therapists, share ideas, support and help one another. You can go to one of these groups and ask for someone that you want a business buddy with, that you can work like that with somebody with. So have a look and see, but just brainstorm it and then build it into a strategy that, not so much setting yourself deadlines, because I don't want you to put yourself under pressure, but then look and see what you can create, what you want to build. And lastly, number 6 is database. Doesn't matter how many times I mention this to people and I ask therapists this, have they got a database? They look at me totally blank. All the email addresses that you collect, whether it's from your clients when you're doing a consultation, whether it's at the events and fairs where you've got a stand and people are coming to your table, you should be collecting their email addresses there. And whether it's talking to people and leads and people asking you maybe over the phone or they're emailing you, get their email addresses to create a database, because then you are sat on a lot of information there that you can send an email out as a newsletter, as a hints and tips. So anything with helpful advice that you can help them with their problem, help them with their issue. You can be their support, because it's not for them to remember you. You've got to remind them that you exist. So the ideal thing is, as I said, you can send out a newsletter sharing, your helpful hints and tips. You can share them, letting them know your offers. You can share them, pointing them to the blogs that you've got. Just anything that you've got going, or the events that you're at where you're having a fair or a stand, then just use that and make that contact and build that relationship, because people don't normally buy on first contact. If they've got a recommendation from someone, that's different. But if they're meeting you for the first time at a stand or a fair, they don't normally, book straight away. So you take their details so that you can keep in contact, so that you can, make that connection, build that trust, build that relationship with you, so they think, oh yes, I can. I want to work with her. She can help me, or they can help me. So, create that, build that newsletter, build that database. You can put testimonials on there. Don't forget to ask your clients for testimonials so you can share that information. Just build that relationship where you're sharing your expertise, your experience and your knowledge, because as you build that, they will either then come and book with you for the first time, or again, if they've seen you a couple of times and then have a break, as you pop up in their email and go, oh yes, I remember now, must ring them up to make that appointment. I've got it. I'll suddenly see a client who I haven't seen for 2 years because an email's gone in. It's suddenly spoken out to them. It's reminded them, and they've gone, oh yeah, I must ring Ali for my reflexology. And they make that appointment, and that's fine, because they're still looking at the emails and they're still reading them. It's just when it's the right time for them, they will get in touch, but you're still there supporting them and helping them. So that's the tips. That's my 6 things that I think are great for when you're quiet in your business, to work on your business, to create the interest, to create the refresh and the buzz back in your business. It's not a time to go off and catch up with the housework, or go and do the shopping. Keep that time for your work. It's scheduled in your diary as work, as a working time, so use that time. Again, it might be you might want to go off for a walk down the beach or in nature, wherever. That's fine, because again, that's when the head can be working. You might be want to listen to a podcast while you're taking the dog for a walk. Anything like that that you can do. It gets the brain thinking, it gets the head going. But while you're having a quiet time, don't sit there and go, oh, my diary's looking empty, what do I do? Work on your business. Look at those 6 things that can help. So look at your website, look at your social media, look at your marketing pillars, develop your skills, put a strategy in place, and look at your database and help it. So that's the 6 most important things that you can do when your diary's looking quiet, or when you think you're looking at and you want more clients, or you've got a no-show or anything like that. Don't just go off and do whatever. That's an ideal time to look at your business. So I hope that's helpful today. I hope that's given you some ideas, and that you can take off and work within those times. If you want more help or want some more hints and tips, have a look like that. Have a look on the website. Lots of information there you can extract and download free of charge. There's also some online courses there that you can get access to and have a look at. Previous webinars I've recorded, etc. But if you want to have a chat with me, do message me, text me, email me. and get in chat, and we can have a chat. Either, you know, we can meet up for a coffee, or we can have a chat online. But I'll catch up and I'll speak to you again. Bye.